Hello friends, today now we are going to start the types of company, the new topic. Now the first question, you have to make one classification. Generally the classification is based on 4 points on which the companies can be framed. First is a statutory company. I repeat, statutory company. Second is from the viewpoint of number of members. From viewpoint of number of members. Third is from viewpoint of control. From viewpoint of control. And fourth one is from viewpoint of place of registration. So now you understand very well that the companies have been established on 4 points. First, I am talking about statutory company. See, generally it is a very easy to understand that government has powers to make the law, right? To frame the law, to establish the law and to implement the law. According to that, by parliament or by state legislative assembly, means Vidhan Sabha of the state, passing a special law, they can establish or form new enterprise. This is run by government, maybe at the state level, maybe at the central level, as like life insurance of corporation is for insurance sector. Government of India have framed a law, and under this law these institutions started to work. It is Life Insurance Corporation of India Act, LIC Act, and under this LIC Act, Life Insurance Corporation of India is working, right? Another for the Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation Act. Our ST buses are moving in the Gujarat state under this act, right? And for that organization, one organization has been established, that is Gujarat State Road Transport Corporation. They have to administrate the whole state transport machineries, right? So under the act in Gujarat Vidhan Sabha, they have passed and established this organization. LIC is passed under LIC Act. Same way the third RBI, since 1935 it is working as the private level, but 1949 by passing RBI Act, it was brought under nationalization, under the control of the central government, but in the statutory manner they are working in the different way. They are independently allowed to work. So that is not a matter to discuss here, but main point I want to say, RBI Act was passed, and under that RBI Act, the RBI is working. So special law is passed, and by passing a law, any organization or enterprise is being formed, it is called statutory company, right? Okay. Now we are moving to discuss the second point from viewpoint of number of members. So here our topic is very elaborating topic. Remember, our topic is very elaborating. So at this time I am discussing about this second point in detail, because A, B, C, D individually to discuss it needs time. So at classifying just then to discuss individually, it takes useless time. So I'm not going through that way. I'm going to discuss in a manner that only list, right? From viewpoint of number of member, means whichever the company, how many members are minimum, essential, maximum, it depends upon the classification. We can discuss. Okay. The first one is a public company. Public company means the company which is run by general, the company which is run by fund of general public. It is called public company. In a simple manner you understand. In detail I am not going, but just you understand. The public company means the company which is run by people. By purchasing the share, the fund is being included in the company's fund, but at least 49% is coming from the people. Maximum 49%, not more that, right? So how many members are required? Minimum numbers are here 7 members. In public company, how many minimum members? 7 members, not more than that, right? Okay. Under the public company, 3 type of companies can be established. I repeat, under the public company, 3 type of companies can be established. Company limited by share capital. Second, company limited by guarantee. And third, company by unlimited liability. So you understand, limited means where the share is applied or debenture is applied. Mostly share is the basic part. So where the share is applied, the responsibility or liability of the shareholders only up to their taken share proportion, not more than that. Is that clear? You have to understand this very well. Okay. So 7 members are essential for public company. Okay, second one is a private company. So if I discuss the title only, private company. Private company is a company which has minimum 2 members. Here the word usually comes private limited. I repeatedly say my line. When we are discussing about private company, generally we so many time titles private, PVT, short form, in bracket L means limited, thereafter CO means company. So it is private limited company, right? And they have minimum 2 members and maximum 200 members. 2 to 200 members is required for every private company. Remember, okay. In a private company also the 3 type of the companies. Limited company, limited by share, company limited by guarantee, and company by unlimited liability. So same way, see where the word used, even in public company or in private company, if the word is coming unlimited means complete liability on all shareholders' shoulders. On all shareholders' shoulders the liabilities are remained up to completion of the due. That is the main point. So usually when the companies are established nowadays, mostly company limited by share is word we can see. So as the word limited by share means the responsibility of the shareholders only up to their proportion of the share or the numbers of the share, not more than that, right? That we must remember. Okay, so this is private company. Third one is a one person company. See, this is a complicating thing. Usually, any company established, minimum two members are required. I repeat, generally, minimum two members are required, but here this is a special kind of the company which we are seeing, that one person company, that is run by only one member. It is called one member private company. It is called one member private company, and he himself can enter in any contract as a director, right? A written consent of that person is only essential in one person company. So in a present day, in 2013 Companies Act, this is the new amendments have been brought. Amendment means changes have been brought in the law, that earlier in 1956 there was no provision of any one person company, but nowadays in 2013 amendments or changes in the law, a private company could become possible to establish as a one person company. So this is the new change. Earlier it was not possible. So here any memorandum, any article of association is in a general procedure will be presented, but will be signed by only one member, because here the company's title is very clearly indicating that one person company. So in that case, two members is not possible, right? Generally we can see 2 to 200 in private company, 7 and maximum unlimited in public company, but here we can see only one person. So it is a very different than other companies in term of number of members, right? So we first discuss these two parts, this detail, public company and private company and its classification. After completion this detail we will go through, but the list I am discussing. Okay, so government company, see here the third point is coming from viewpoint of control. Government company, holding company and subsidiary company. See, the government companies are called public sector units, PSU. It means, understand, here they are run by government. So the administration, control and everything will come from government. That we need to understand, right? 51%, minimum 51% and more than that will be paid up from the capital by central, state and sometime both combinedly establish this kind of the company. Only by central company, only by state company, only by more than one state companies, or state and central combinedly establish such company. So in that situation, whenever I am talking, you must remember that government company completely under the holding of government or governments. Why I am using yes, governments? only central government, only one state government, more than one state governments, or sometimes central and state jointly establishing such companies, so they are called government companies. Okay, here the holding is in hand of, complete hold of the company is in hand of government. So the managing director, other board of directors, chairman, everyone will be appointed by government. And remember here, their complete accounts will be audited by government. Auditor General, Comptroller and Auditor General, CAG, India's most powerful authority for assessing the accounts of all governments, institutions. So in that situation, their power will continue. In case of this kind of the company, you remember first, right my friends? One thing more, in case of government company, usually I have seen government will keep only those kind of companies in which they are getting profit, otherwise they will divert it to the private sector. So here it is a given that 51% or more than that holding in hands of government, so we have to study according to that, right? Okay, the second one is a holding company. Holding company means, generally we have seen that on base of distribution of shares, 50% and more than that shares or fund is coming from a promoter or promoters or one company. In that situation, the right to appoint the directors, majority directors, if the company is run by the 10 directors, so more than 5 means 6 directors are coming from the one company. As we think one small company is running, but that small company is controlled by the Reliance, so Reliance will be the holding company in that small company. Varun Infrastructure, if the small company, we are taking example, that Varun Infrastructure is having their own institution, everything is okay, but here Reliance is having control over Varun by having 50% control. So in that situation, they are allowing Varun to work on their own way, but their control will be in hands of Reliance, because 50% or more than that shares are purchased by the Reliance of Varun Infrastructure. So see, this is not any real company, but just I am giving example. So in that situation, the board of director of the Varun Infrastructure, whenever will meet, in that board of directors, 6 members will sit from side of the Reliance and other 4 members from side of the Varun. So here it is possible that remain shares, out of the remain shares, 30% or 20% is in hands of the Varun. So the 30% may be taken from the people. It is possible. But 20% will remain in hands of the Varun, a single company's control, right? But 50% is in hands of Reliance. So they are called holding company. So working and the administration will be done as per the wills and wishes of the Reliance, right? Okay. So they are holding company. Now we are going to the third one, is in terms of the viewpoint of control, subsidiary company. So subsidiary company is the company which has majority of 50% shares in hands of holding company, which has majority of 50% shares in hands of holding company. So the company is run by holding company's instructions. In that way, this company is called subsidiary company. As per our example, Varun Infrastructure is a subsidiary company because their 50% control in hands of the Reliance. So in that way, subsidiary company has no powers to take decision because their control indirectly in hands of Reliance. Right, my friends? So in that way, viewpoint of the control, the three companies we have understood: government companies, holding company, subsidiary company. The last one is a viewpoint of place of registration. Which company registered at which place? If the company is registered in India, then it is called Indian company. Okay, they may work in India and also at many places. So their parent country is India. Any Indian company I am talking, Reliance, Wipro, Infosys, Tisco, Tata Sons, whichever the company, they all are Indian company because their registration is done with India. Now the another company is foreign company. Very important to understand. Foreign company means the company which is not registered in India but only working in India. Their registered office is outside of India in other country. So when they are working in India, they are working as the foreign company. Samsung, Sanyo, Sony Incorporation, right? Vodafone. They all are foreign company for India. Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Their registered company is at somewhere else out of India. So they are considered as foreign company. See, we have already discussed completely about viewpoint of control and viewpoint of place of registration with example. But the earlier part, its classification is required to discuss. So I am discussing its classification in detail now. About public company, I have stated there are three types. Company limited by share. Second, company limited by guarantee. Third, company by unlimited liability, not limited, sorry. So company limited by share means the liability of the member of the company is only limited up to face value. If any company's face value is 2 rupees and any member has 1000 shares, so his liability will remain only up to 2000 for paying the dues, not more than that. Right, my friends? So in that way, this company has to add word limited in their title, but also in the short form. Public limited means only limited word will be used. So L in bracket L is also possible to describe, right? Sometime only limited. Gujarat State Finance Corporation is a public limited because their shares are in hands of people with the face value of 1 rupee. Any company, even in the private also, the same process will continue. But generally when we are purchasing share from the share market, the process will be applied on us, right? Second, company limited by guarantee. This is generally not seen in present situation. The liability of members to pay the dues will be decided by guaranteed amount on them. The member has to pay guaranteed amount at the time of liquidation. But usually when we are looking to see in the stock market, such kind of the situation we are not seeing. Right? This is to study. I repeat, this is for study. Here what will happen? Member has to pay guaranteed amount for company at the time of liquidation. This is second type of company in the public company. Third one is company by unlimited liability. So the liability of the member is unlimited when the due exceeds company's assets. The members will become liable personally to pay the dues of the company, right, to the creditors. In case of the liquidation of the company, members will have to pay their contribution from their personal asset. So here I want to classify the word. I want to clarify the word, so not classify. That personal asset means his family's all assets will not be brought, but only whichever the property is in name of that person will be utilized to pay these dues. In case when they are unable to pay the dues from the assets of the company, the members will have to pay their specific fund, whichever be in their shoulders. They have to pay from their personal asset, not their family members' asset will brought in attachment. Right, my friends? Okay. So the last point which was left, 3 points I have stated. Classification: company limited by share capital in private limited also, company limited by guarantee in private limited also, and same way as the public, company with unlimited liability in the private company also. So let us discuss. When we see in any company's title PVT in bracket L, means private limited, company is called to be private limited. In that situation, the member's liability will only up to face value of the purchased share. So they are called private limited, but we have understood that any private limited company's share cannot be transferred to any other. I repeat, any private limited company's share cannot be transferred to any other person. So here the transfer of share of the private company is not possible. So the member, whoever will join, will have to surrender the share only to the company back, not to anybody else. So they cannot invite any other public figures to purchase their share through share markets, right? So generally some restrictions are there on private limited company. We have to understand. Now the second point is company limited by guarantee. So in that case, member have to pay guaranteed amount, same way like the public company. At the liquidation, at the time of liquidation, they have to pay specific amount. So this company's title is spoken with private. So in bracket P we can find also so many times. Due to this reason, it shows this is a guarantee company, right? Okay. Now The third type is company with unlimited liability. So same way, responsibility of every member will come to pay the dues of the company from their personal assets. In that situation, if the company has created a big debt, the complete debt will come on every member, because 2 to 200, minimum 2 members, up to 200 members we have said, right? So if we think 10 lakh rupees due is there, so the 10 lakh rupees will be divided in each person's ratio. 200 members ratio will be divided, and every person has to pay that due from his own assets. So keep in your mind, these kind of companies are called unlimited liability having a company. So usually we not see this kind of company nowadays, but as a part of study, so I have to discuss. So today we have done the explanation of classification of company by types of company in detail, right my friends?